Good morning, folks. How are you doing? It's a little bit of a blustery day with lots of clouds and a little bit of blue sky here. How's the weather where you are? Us Brits, we like to talk about the weather, don't we? We don't really like to express or say what's on our minds. I've just been through the reception at Glastonbury Abbey. Some of you might have seen the video that I posted about how sterile it's all become, how homogenised, how commercial. And I've got to say, all of the people working in the reception now seem to be a very different calibre of people. When we used to enter the Abbey on the other side, when it was temporary, there used to be a lovely welcoming woman who would give the dogs treats, and it was lovely. They welcomed me in person. And today, my dog jumped onto the counter. It was a white, shiny counter. And the woman in her designer sunglasses sort of panicked and said, "Oh, get your dog off the white, shiny counter, making it dirty." And I just turned around to her and I said, "Well, the last 6 months, my dogs have been given treats here, and that's what they've kind of grown to expect." And along with all the swish new image of the entrance of this ancient place, which is sort of, part of where I go every day, is this very cold, unwelcoming entrance. And I was actually challenged for my last video. Some of you may have seen it on the entrance of the Abbey, and they were not happy with my observations or my feelings about the Abbey because I hadn't got some of the names correct. So I think they called it the Abbey Court and I'd called it Glastonbury Abbey Plaza or something. And they were telling me that I should do my research. And did I not look into the shop where they had one cabinet of local makers? But, we're all entitled to our opinions. And I know that on one hand, we live in a time where it's a cancel culture. But also, we've got opportunities, haven't we, like this YouTube channel, to actually reach out to each other, to get to know other people's lifestyles and lives. And I personally find YouTube absolutely fascinating. I'm following some wonderful people, including a young lady who's a real explorer and an adventurer. And it just kind of has got me into that vibe of, I should go and do some more wild swimming in some crazy places on Dartmoor, or I should, bake this cake or do this. There's so many people doing so many wonderful things out there. And I've also been coming across some highly sensitive people on YouTube as well. And there's a lovely lady, I'll link her on. She went to go and live in a cabin in the Alps, in the mountains, and kind of gave up her lifestyle in the city for this, and it was far more suitable to slow down in life. Well, I have to say it's on my walks that I slow down, that I, when I'm out of the house, when I'm out walking amongst the leaves, these crispy leaves here, look, there's some lovely leaves down there on the ground. Magic's got his boots on, he's a lot happier. I might have to put one of his boots back on. Don't know if you can see him there, enjoying the leaves. But just like the dogs really enjoy and celebrate nature when we're out, they help us to see nature through their eyes. And I was thinking a little bit, I'm on a group called Consortium of Misfits, and I was thinking a little bit about the word misfit. And by saying that I'm a misfit, then I'm kind of separated from society then, and then that's quite an isolating term, isn't it? So I'd rather not think of myself as a misfit, even though I do feel like that sometimes. I think I feel a bit more like an outsider, to be honest. Magic's just lost his shoe, so I'm just going to get it back. Thank you. Thanks, my love.
Oh, no worries.
Cheers. So I think maybe outsider is a better term, but misfit. So does that suggest that we misfit into society? Because I think like when we're in nature, we're not misfitting at all. We're a part of it. It welcomes us with open arms. Have you ever been under an avenue of trees and just felt hugged by their energy, and your heart is warmed by it? You know, walked barefoot on the grass and earthed and connected with nature. So these are my thoughts today. Maybe none of us are misfits. Maybe we all fit in some way, shape or form. And, you know, a lot of people sort of feel like they don't fit into this modern technological world with the AI coming on. And I've been quite surprised that some quite spiritual people, won't name names because I'm not like that, but some spiritual people talking about embracing technology and all that that might bring, you know, the Tesla cars, the AI, and that we, you know, jobs are going to be lost, so we'll have to be more creative in the way that we make jobs or make our lives. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, well, maybe humanity, maybe heart, maybe our souls are more important than all of that. And then maybe this is a lesson to keep on, to hold on to hope. If you think about Pandora's box, you know, there was all kinds of things came out the box. Actually, this came up in a tarot card reading that I had recently, and hope was one of them. Hope was one of the things that was still in the box. So we still need to keep that sense of hope, whether we feel like we misfit, maybe we're in the wrong era. I've got a friend who really relates much more to the 40s, and he buys all the retro 40s cars and all of that. But, you know, we've got to keep on keeping on, and even if it's to kind of resist things, you know, say to that person like this morning on that counter, well, I don't think it's improved. There's been a lot of changes, they said to me, and I said, well, yeah, not for the better. And maybe I'm turning into one of those grumpy old ladies, perhaps I am, you know, and I don't want to move forward with some of this technology. But what I see is sterility, what I see is lack of empathy amongst some of these young people, and just not a lack of customer service, really. On every level in life, it seems that the councillors are not serving their constituents or the people who vote for them. It seems that a simple thing of, like, you know, the welcoming of when you go to a place that you've been going to for a long time, when that changes and becomes sterile and detached, seems to be happening on lots of levels, doesn't it? Anyhow, it'd be good to hear what you think, and greetings from a beautiful green sunny Abbey here in Avalon. I hope you're well wherever you are. What are your thoughts about some of today's ramblings? You take care. Lots of love. I'm Amanda Rambles. Tell your friends about me if you can. Loads of love. Bye for now.